Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome to WildChild Records. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan. You're in for a special treat today as we have two powerhouse ladies on the show today, and we're waiting for a third. So on the show today, we have musician all the way from Nashville. Now, I know I think she said she's in Phoenix today, driving her big rig. We have Marianne Norris on the show. Marie, thanks for being on the show today.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
This is great. You're looking great. I know you're in your big rig. And on the other side, we have another powerhouse. Now, she's out in Vancouver. She's going to tell us what she's doing there. We have Marianne of Waikiki in her wonderful book series, Acts of Kindness. Marianne, thanks for welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you, and aloha, Canada. I'm Marianne of Waikiki. You have a theme, Jay. I am coming to Canada. Well, I am here in Vancouver.
That's great. Well, this is great. So I want to let everybody know that we are live right now on our Disability Channel Facebook page, and we do have a live studio audience with our employment program class. So throughout the show, they're going to be posting questions on the side here of our Facebook page. And I'm going to be asking the wonderful ladies their thoughts and their response. So we're really appreciative for the live audience. I know Marie and both Marianne have told their fans that we're live today at 11 o'clock Toronto time. Right now, we're downtown Toronto at a place called Witchwood Barns. We're in our active studio. And right after this show, I'm going to be hopping next door as we're going to be doing some interactive class preparation for interviews. So we're really excited today. So why don't we get started? Why don't we get started on a little bit of a sad note, but a really inspirational note. I'd love to hear your ladies' thoughts on the passing. First, Marie, of Chris Christopherson.
Well, it's a shock, honestly. I mean, it is a shock, but it isn't a shock. He lived a long, great life. But he was a great, great songwriter and storyteller, and a wonderful musician and singer. We lost a good one, another good one, honestly. I mean, we've lost so many as of late, and his is a very, very, very hard blow. And as I said, he will be incredibly missed. And
yeah, well, I know you being a country singer, and you're in Nashville, and Chris has such a big tie to the country world, and
right.
Just an icon. And he was an actor, with Barbara Streisand,
Right.
and fabulous songwriter. And I love his voice. I know a lot of people didn't think
Very
he was
well-rounded.
Yeah, very good guy. So our hearts go out. Marianne, your thoughts on Chris Christopherson, be it since you're also an American? What are your thoughts?
Oh, yes, he was an amazing legacy, leaving us with all those amazing stories. He now is crossed over. He's a spirit in the sky. So go out and play, Chris. Go out and play with our other icons up there in spirit realm, and leaving us signs of legacies from you that you're okay.
I'd like to share my own little thoughts because I have a indirect tie to Chris Christopherson, but two stories. Obviously he was a janitor, right? He was a janitor. That was his day job. And I'm not sure if you ladies know this, but the way he got noticed was he flew a helicopter onto Johnny Cash's front yard. He flew a helicopter to deliver his songs to Johnny Cash, and Johnny Cash went, "Oh my God, like anybody who's willing to do that, I got to let him in my house." So isn't that a great story? He rented a helicopter, like he had balls of steel. He did that thing, and he went to Johnny Cash's front yard. Now I have an indirect link. So I'm sure you guys know Bobby McGee, right? The song Bobby
Right,
McGee.
sure.
Well, a dear friend of mine before he passed away was Ronnie the Hawk Hawkins. He opened up a lot of doors for me, and he didn't know who I was, and why would he? I'm just Jay, but I got introduced to him, and he showed me a lot of love. And There was one moment that he said, "Hey, Jay, we're going to be re-recording Bobby McGee in my living room, and coming to the house will be Chris Christopherson, Gordon Lightfoot, who needs to gain some weight." This is what Ronnie said. And Willie Nelson, who's just that old guy, just never quits, right? So they said, I would love to invite you, but no cameras, no nothing, right? Just come and be a fan. And I couldn't, I had to work. I was working, but so I just want to I know Ronnie's gone, but I just want to say, wow, he was so nice to me for no reason. Like, you didn't have to be. You could say, "Get out of here, kid." You know what I mean? So that's just a little, oh, there, Marie's gone. She'll be back though. So that's just my own little tidbit of Chris Christopherson as such an icon. And our hearts go out to, but it was 88. I mean, he was 88. So, lived a pretty good life. So let's move on a little bit. So Marie, tell our viewers, and we got messages. Somebody just said so cool about Ronnie, about Chris Christopherson. So thank you. So Marie, tell us what's going on lately, and then we'll jump over to Marianne too.
Oh, well, there's a lot going on actually. I'm finding it hard kind of to keep up in a sense, but yeah, I got several dates coming up this month and in the next month. October 15th, I just added to my calendar. I'm going to be doing a show with David Krantz. I'm not sure if you know who he is. I think
I
he's
do
been
not.
on your show once. I
Maybe,
think he was
okay.
on your show once for a little bit or something. I don't know. But I'm doing a show with him in Tullahoma, Tennessee, downtown on the 15th of October. And then on October the 24th, I have a show in Toccoa, Georgia. I'm doing that one for Ron Haven. He asked me to be involved in that one. So I'm going down there on October 24th. Then October 25th and 26th, I'll be in Searcy, Arkansas, only performing though on the 26th for the American Truckers Jubilee, which benefits Make-A-Wish Foundation. We're trying to make a child's wish come true, and hopefully we do just that this year.
That's a lot of gigs. That's a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And then November 2nd, I'm doing another show for the ISSA, but of course it's not paid or whatever. I mean, a lot of this stuff, is little to no pay, but it's getting your name out there.
That's right. It's all about the music, right?
On November 2nd, we're going to be doing a thing for ISSA in Ringgold.
So I got a question for you. It says here, Ontario Frugal said, "Wow, how do you manage to juggle all those gigs and work?"
Oh, it's not easy. But I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. I mean, because the trucking pays the bills and music is my passion. So I make them work, at least for the time being.
Okay, so let's flip it over to Marianne. So Marianne, tell us what you have going on, and tell us why you're up in Vancouver and what's going on with your book series.
I'm up here in Vancouver. I was gifted a trip from my Canadian neighbors through my travels. And October is Anti-Bullying Month. I won the Awesome Grant Foundation in July, Oahu chapter, and I received $1,000. So what we're doing with that first $1,000 is we are gifting the Waikiki School, Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind, my books, Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully Here, and coloring books featuring Harry the Hard of Hearing Rabbit, Chelsea the Courageous Sign Language Chicken, and Eve the Finger Spelling Bumblebee. And this is a beautiful story about Harry being bullied by a bullfrog and a female French bulldog, and he learns to stand in his power with an enchanted tree.
That's like a creative explosion. Like, oh my goodness. I just want to let our viewers know that Marianne is super talented. She's so enthralled in the sign language world. And I just want to let everybody know that this is a live show today, and we do have our employment class commenting. And I do want to mention that one of our students does have a therapy dog, and I just fell in love with the dog. Like, it's just, it's just amazing. So this is such a positive platform and just helping each other. What I want to do is I want to take a quick break and I want to talk a little bit about the two powerhouses we have on the show today and how they got into their business, and especially maybe more the music business, which I know we can combine because I know Marianne's all of our books are put to music, but I want to sort of see how you guys did in back in the day, a male dominated business. So stay tuned. On the show today, we have musician Marie Norris and we have author Marianne of Waikiki. I love that. You're watching WildChild Records. We'll be right back.
Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Love is the only way. Take a breath. Let it be alright. Take a breath. Let it be enough right now. Let this moment be what it is. Let this moment be your doorway to bliss. Seeking love, 'cause it's seeking you.
So before we get started, we do have a question for Marie from one of our viewers. What is ISA?
ISSA, International Singers Songwriters Association. I'm involved with them. They do great things for independent musicians and singers, songwriters. Whatever you may be, join ISSA and they will support you 100%. Tammany Dove is one of the best people I know of. I mean, she runs her butt off and she works very hard for us.
That's great. That's great. Oh, we have another message saying more sign language, the better. So, all right, Marianne, that's great. I love that. So this is good. So, okay, so let's get into a little bit of the economic of the business. So, Marie, when you were breaking into the business, did you have any pushback from the guys? Was it a good experience with you? Did you find it tough, easy? Just give us an overview of how it was for you. Oh, and she's gone. Okay, so we'll wait till she comes back. And let's flip it to Marianne now. So, Marianne, I know it's a little different for you, so it might not be so much of a male-dominated. Marie, we're going to come back, okay? So I already flipped it over. So I know it might not be a male-dominated sort of scenario for you, but tell us how tough it was to break into the publishing world.
The publishing world?
Yeah, like for your books and all that, yeah.
Well, it's I was grateful that I was a sign language interpreter at the Unity Church of Hawaii, and I met Suzanne Sims. She's my writer. She had an advertising company with her husband, who was the late Colonel James Shannon, who actually, they wrote the movie Men Who Stare at Ghosts. So I have a great writer, and we decided to self-publish at first. And that's what we've been doing through KDP. So I've used grant money to help me continue the publishing and create Apple app games to go as online chapters of the books. And we have puppets to go along with the characters.
So let me ask you this, because that was a great lead in. I love that. So let me ask you this, Marianne. So if you didn't have the talent of being a sign language interpreter, do you think you would have done what you're doing with the books?
You know what? Probably not. This was a guided meditation that I received in Hawaii. And, you know, it started because I lived on a sailboat. I was interpreting at Free Will for my deaf friend and had a great time around the islands. And we recognized the garbage coming from the garbage patch. So that started the first book. And then I came back from my sailing book signing tour, and Lucy and The Perfect Wave came out with a second album, which is the soundtrack for this. And tears of joy started calling. And I got the calling, you're going to write a next book for bullying. So it's called Rabbit Acts of Kindness, No Bully, and October happens to be Anti-Bullying Month. And then the third book is for climate change. So it's kind of when she comes out with new
Wow.
inspirational material, the light shined on us all. And I got feedback from my deaf friend Scott. So we have completed the series now. I'm very grateful.
And how long were you doing the sign language before you decided to become a publisher, self-publishing? How long?
Well, Jay, 30 some years ago, President Bush signed the American Disabilities Act. And at that time, I was a case manager with the deaf at a mental health agency. So I graduated from Central Michigan University with a degree in audiology and communication disorders. So I was fluent in sign language. I got injured and lost some of my hearing in an auto accident and my ability. And I went to Hawaii on a healing journey. And here I am today.
Wow. So inspiring. So inspiring. This is great. Okay, so let's flip it over, Marie. So maybe you could talk a little bit more about the male dominance of the business, if you had that experience, but you tell us your experience about breaking into the business.
Well, I virtually am in a male-dominated area in both senses of the word. You know, both of my careers that I chose are male-dominated. In fact, whenever I first started driving, I've heard some, oh, of course it is. That's a woman driver or whatever. I hear that all the time. You know, anytime something goes wrong, it's because I'm a woman. You know, It's never because of anything else. It's always because I'm a woman. And, you know, I do feel sometimes that I am kind of passed over because I'm a female. In some instances, you know, they try and say that it's not because you're a female, but there are companies that won't hire you because you're female. Still to this day, even though you pretty much get some kind of grants and bonuses and whatnot for hiring females and different races and whatnot, they get grants for that. But there are certain companies that still would rather have a man to do the job. And on the music front, you know, I've never experienced a sexist attitude. I mean, but we still have to work twice as hard as a man. Every day that I do something in the music industry, I have to work twice as hard as the man does to get that same recognition. Like my stuff could be just as good as his or better, but I can't get the attention that he gets initially.
So let me jump in with a question here. We have a question for Marie. Is there like a support group of female truckers in the States that you've ever met? Is there any other female truckers that you've connected with or anything like that, Marie?
Yeah, I mean, I connect with some female truckers because I'm involved with some organizations.
Okay.
But you know, technically,
and I have a question. So Mary, I have a question for you. It says, when did you start publishing your books?
In 2016, my first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, was published, and then I went and did actually a physical sailing book signing tour, 91 days, 1,700 nautical miles, and went through the.
Wow, Mike, hold on. Okay, hold on. Our class is really getting into this. I got a fun fact. Okay, fun fact, and I love this female singer. Kate Bush was the first female singer who also wrote her own song to top the UK charts at #1 in 1978. A crazy to look that long. Wow, that's fabulous. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to ask. I think Marianne's frozen right now, and Marie's back. This technology. Wow, we're we're trucking on. We're moving on. So what I'm going to do, we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask Marie to ask Marianne a question, and then I'm going to ask Marianne to ask Marie a question. So stay tuned. You're watching WildChild Records. We'll be right back.
This is the Disability Channel telling you to check out Nova Scotian country singer Fraser Newcomb. Blending his own brand of Canadian country and often brandishing his signature lobster-shaped guitar, Fraser Newcomb is a bold new face in the country music scene. Check him out today.
Welcome back to the show. Now, there's Marianne. Okay, she's back. So before we get into the questionnaire, I want to just say I want to congratulate Suzanne. She was the winner of our 50-50 for September. So she took home $305, and all the proceeds go to, well, obviously she won her money, but the other proceeds, 50-50, goes towards our employment programs for persons with disabilities and veterans, so we can create opportunities and support them and help them out. So I really want to thank all the people who participated in the Veteran House Alliance International 50-50. We have another one going right now. So it started start of the month. It goes until the end of the month. And we're having a big event on October 12th at our fundraiser, Freedom Train, Teenage Head. We have a veteran singer who's a Frank Sinatra contest idol winner. Lots of free door prizes. We're going to auction off some gifts. We're doing production. So it's a big day. It's on our website. It's sold out. It's sold out. So we're very excited. So back to the ladies on WildChild Records. So Marie, now I know it might be a little difficult because you just really met Marianne, but I wanted to hear to give you a little bit of information. So if you're thinking, perhaps you can pose a question to her if you have, and then vice versa.
Okay. Well, I'm all about positivity, and I'm totally against bullying in the classroom or in any form for that matter, because I'm also a big, huge supporter of, suicide prevention and awareness and sex trafficking or any kind of trafficking for that matter. So my question to you is, where do you get the idea for the books that you write? Each one specifically.
Well, thank you for asking. One, I lived on a sailboat in Hawaii, and all this garbage was swirling around my sailboat, and we wanted to know why. And it was because of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So that was the inspiration. I'm also a Reiki master. I was a sign language interpreter at the Unity Church of Hawaii. And my deaf friend was really inspirational. So we wanted to do something with global topics, with sign language skills, and to bring them into animation movies, because no one has done anything with sign language characters and animation movies. So I happened to be walking down the mall and I saw these Tree of Folk Manners puppets, and I could put my hands in and I could start signing. And we just started building the story. And we just finished the climate change book. So the series is for ocean cleanup, anti-bullying, sign language, learning the ABCs, ASL alphabet. The reading level is 8 and above, but for all ages of the heart. And again, the vision is to bring them into animation movies. And Jay, I want to thank Awesome Grant Foundation, because Awesome Grant Foundation is putting me here on today for the next months, because that part of that grant, we hired you to hire your team, to hire persons with disabilities and veterans to bring us on the show to promote these acts of kindness series. So that's what we're also doing. Again,
and it's working.
And on Monday, October 14th, we will be delivering the books, the first set of books to the Waikiki School for the Deaf, Hawaii School for the Deaf and Blind, with Leon McLaughlin. He is a Clean Water Foundation founder. He brings filters to worldwide schools. So part of that grant, we bought a filter from him. It has been delivered. He will be en route next week to Hawaii to deliver that. I'm going to still stay in Canada here, but I have a great team, and we're also on the World of Ability every Saturday, so you can join us and listen to us and learn more. So Marie.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in now. That was a great question. I just know because we're a little bit short on time. So Marianne, if you can please ask Maria a question regarding her music career, and then I'm going to do some updates. So the floor is yours.
So Marie, the deaf community can feel a lot of vibrations. And so tell us what kind of singing voice, echo, your musicians, tell us a little bit more. So how the deaf and hard of hearing can hear and feel your vibrational music.
Well, I'm available on all platforms, and I do have physical copies available, but Marie Norris Music on any platform. Just put in my name and basically I pop up. I have a new single coming out, in fact, this month on October 11th, unless it's changed, which it doesn't seem like it's going to be. But October 11th is release date for End of the Road, which is a suicide awareness and prevention song. But it also can be considered an anti-bullying song because, as we all know, whenever people bully people.
Oh, we lost her for a second, just at the time too. Wow, we'll get her back. So this is great. Until she comes back, I just want to thank both Marianne and Waikiki for being on the show. And there's Marie. Okay, Marie, just continue.
Okay, well, I was just saying that, the End of the Road is meant to be uplifting, empowering, letting people know that there is someone there, even in the form of a stranger. There's someone there that cares. Reach out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, whether it looks like there is or not. Shining very faintly, there's always a light there. There's always a chance. There's always a breath of hope. As long as you're still breathing, you are a survivor and you have a story to tell. So,
well, let me add this because, yeah, like you said, like great insight. And yeah, we're here to help people, support people, and the arts, whether it's music or if you're a sketch artist or you're a singer, or it just helps. It helps the soul so much. So I really want to thank you ladies for being on the show today, for sharing your positivity, for sharing your music, for sharing your books, your insight. Again, today on the show, we had musician Marie Norris all the way from Nashville, and we had author Marianne Waikiki with her books Acts of Kindness on the show today on WildChild Records. And we're going to be having them back on probably our today's show, Sweet 303. We got a big event tomorrow on Sirius XM, so I'm going to be showcasing you guys on there tomorrow. I do want to thank you, Marie. Before we let you go, if cute bunnies, somebody says cute bunnies. Before we let you go, Marie, please give out your website, Facebook page. How can people connect with you?
Marie Norris-music.com. All platforms, all social media platforms, Marie Norris Music. Just put my name in there and I'm the only one that pops up. There is no other Marie Norris Music. So, there's big things coming in the future. So I'd appreciate everybody following.
We'll keep them updated. Thank you. And Marianne, if people want to purchase your books or learn more about your books or more about you, where could they go?
I got 3 different options for you, Jay. One, I'm on www.actsofkindnessseries.com. The books will be on Audible. Marie, my first book, Underwater Acts of Kindness, is on Audible, so you can hear Lucy's angelic voice, and Nick's guitar sounds like whales and dolphins, and it's for ocean cleanup. And we also have donorschoose.org in the United States. All classroom teachers in the United States can receive copies of the books and coloring books from Donors Choose. They raised millions of dollars over the years. Also, Clean Water Foundation out of Washington. You can donate filters for worldwide schools, clinics, and we're trying to get the veterans hospitals involved too now. And Awesome Grant Foundation. So everybody can apply for $1,000. You can apply, Jay, in Toronto. Marie, you can apply too with your singing and traveling because you're uplifting the world. And they're looking for projects to fund. Every month they give $1,000 away every month. So there's different states, chapters, countries, and categories. So check it out. Thank you so much for having me here.
That's great. Well, thank you, ladies. I'm going to wrap the show. I'm going to take a quick commercial break and I'm going to come back with some updates. So I really thank you for being on the show today. I thank all of our viewers for watching WildChild Records and commenting. Till next time, we'll see you later.
This is the Disability Channel telling you to check out pop rock group Brandywine from Seattle, Washington. If you're a fan of pop, rock, R&B, and blues, then Brandywine has a little bit of everything you need to get the party started.
Welcome back to the show. Again, we're down here, live studio, downtown Toronto, Witchwood Barns. Christian Bluer, come on down, be our guest. Be a guest on one of our shows. We produce about 50 shows a month. Sports, music, entertainment, our flagship show. We have our Sirius XM radio show, which I'm going to be on tomorrow with the CEO, Scott Moore of the Invictus Games. This is going to be very exciting. So we'll be posting that link. We do encourage you to enroll in our employment programs. We have one cohort going right now. We have another one starting in a few weeks, maybe in a couple of months, month and a half or something like that. We're really excited to be part of the Invictus Games. And we have our fundraiser on October 12th, showcasing our employment programs through music. Our wonderful band, Freedom Train. Love the guys, Carl, Tim, and Matt. Thank guys. We're going to be producing. It's going to be production, giveaways, door prize. I want to thank all of our sponsors, from Long McQuaid to Sirius XM to AMG to LED Solutions. Guys are wonderful. Again, you're watching WildChild Records. We're live right now on Facebook. So if you want to be a guest, if you're a musician out there, you want to get your music promoted, this is the place. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching WildChild Records. We'll see you next time.
Audio Jungle.